Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video of the EMEA monthly final grand finals, SK Gaming versus HMBLE again. You guys are probably bored of seeing this, but they are the two best teams inside of the region. So in that case, we're going to bang a matchup hopefully here in the grand final. Unfortunately, there's actually not a whole lot on the line here, which is actually quite a rarity in EMEA. This is, again, like both teams have already qualified to the world finals. All of the positions for LCQ and world finals have already been sorted. So let's take a look at the draft here. So it's already unfolded pretty quickly. I had to mess around with a few things before recording here. So we see a Cordelius and then a Hank and a Charlie into that. Charlie's pretty decent into Cordelius, at least okay. And the Larry and the B to round off the composition overall. So I think HMBLE do have a good composition against tanks. Surely there's a control brawler that's good into at least the twins and B, but then if you're going a thrower, then you're a bit suspect to a Cordelius, but I think a thrower should be good. Okay, if we go with Jae-Young, okay, that's pretty interesting. So Jae-Young, Jae-Young should be good with this. Good synergy with Hank for sure. With Jae-Young, I guess you're not as suspect to throwers. Like normally support brawlers are very suspect to getting countered, but Jae-Young should be alright. Constant speed boosts, constant supers, as well as speed boosts to get yourself away. I think it's alright. In terms of compositions, I don't know, B's a good shutdown to Hank a lot of the time, but Hank will get a lot of pressure. And to be honest, I feel like we haven't got HMBLE like insane tank counters here. So I think I would favor SK's composition personally, just for this synergy of Jae-Young and the Hank. I know a good Hank game. I think it, of course, is all dependent on Semantic, though, whether he can get some good pinches with the Cordelius. So this should be a goal here with Semantic onto Ope. Okay, there we go, the first goal. The thing about Cordelius is that he's such a good Brawl Ball brawler. Like literally in the right moment, if you pick your timings with your super, you can basically guarantee a goal if your teammates are in the right position, whatever else. We've seen that for years with Cordelius. So Semantic nearly gets the goal for HMBLE there, because if they would have put Ope into the Shadow Realm, I feel like HMBLE probably would have overwhelmed Joker there, or at least been in a good position to score. So after me saying I like SK's composition more, they are getting controlled back pretty easily by the Larry constantly pressuring them back. I don't think Jae-Young's getting the value that I thought he would get. Again, like I thought, they probably needed a thrower just to round off the composition. Like into a Larry, I think any thrower versus thrower matchup should be good into a Larry and then good into B, if that made sense. So that is why. But once they start chaining and once Hank gets into position, it's going to be a problem for HMBLE. See, Yoshi's already in a powerful position here. Gets the kill onto Larry. Gets a lot of damage onto Semantic as well. Lukey is very, very weak. Semantic gets the Shadow round, but this should be a goal from Ope. Just saves it in time. Great save from a Lukey. And now with 1 minute remaining, it's not looking good for SK because HMBLE have ball control. They're probably going to put the ball into the corner, SK Gaming style. And yeah, it's going to be very hard, especially if Semantic gets his hypercharge super pretty soon, because that's basically a guaranteed kill, right? So they need to make use of his life right now. This is probably going to be SK's last push. Here comes the B hypercharge. That probably isn't going to... Okay, just about saves Lukey in time. The hypercharge, Hank just milked him from across the map. That was insane milkers right there. What on earth, Yoshi? Bro is goated. Joker manages to get the super off in time, but Larry's doing such a good job of applying pressure, gets the kill as well, and I just don't see a way that SK score this. Like, they get the ball out of the corner, but HMBLE going to get the ball out of the corner again here. So Ope's doing a decent job here, but Lukey manages to find quite a few taps, and the ball's going to go straight into the corner again. So well played from HMBLE here. I'm not, like, in terms of this composition, like, I don't think any team has like a disgusting hard counter matchup, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like both teams can win this. I feel like we definitely can. I think the big weakness, as I mentioned in the draft straight away, like the thrower would have been good. Like, if not picking when you have last pick and the enemy has thrower, it is risky to not then go a thrower yourself, or go aggressive brawler. Like, you go a support brawler into a thrower, it's always running the risks. I thought it wouldn't have been too bad though, because like I said, Jae-Young with his constant speeds, I thought there would have been quite a few ways to overwhelm him here, but there we go. That's much better. The shut down Semantic in the first interaction. I feel like Semantic just got a lot of value in that first interaction, got his super pretty quickly, and just went from there. And look at that synergy right there. That's probably the synergy they were looking for with Jae-Young. The healing, the Hank gadget with the shield, it's just too tanky, and HMBLE just couldn't shut it down. Even with a B shooting at them, it's just not enough. They needed like all three brawlers ready to take down Hank. Hank is still so tanky because of that gadget. It's insane. Look at this synergy again. So we're going to try Like, this is the synergy we're looking for. And then when they get a kill, they pop the super and pop the speed and try and run it down. So Ope should, okay, he's patient there, as he should be. He's going to wait for the pinches. Joker's going to go in here. I feel like Yoshi could maybe score. The Shadow Realm's going to come in time. I don't know whether Ope messed that up or it was just too tight to call. It was a tough situation. I feel like he could have maybe squeezed that in. But I think because it's just so tense, like, I wouldn't have been able to call that myself. It was a very, very tough goal to make happen. So now we're going to get pinched in quite crazy here. Semantic's going to try and get his super. He's probably going to look for... I wouldn't want to get Hank into the Shadow Realm personally, especially when you're weak yourself. But there should be an easy kill from Semantic. And if he gets someone... He needs to just put someone in the Shadow Realm, okay? It doesn't miss that. If he would have just put Ope in the Shadow Realm as quickly as possible, it would have been an easy goal. But Luki manages to score that anyways, so fair play. I think it's something with Semantic and Shadow Realm brawlers. Like, he misses his Lily supers and his Cordelia supers. Semantic, I'm watching you, bro. I'm watching you. Semantic plays pretty much every brawler flawlessly. It's just a meme, guys. Okay, relax. Okay. Anyways, Yoshi's going to push him forward. Gadget going to come in. Luke is pretty weak here. This is looking like an SK gaming goal if it wasn't for Semantic with the double kill and the triple kill nearly. I love when that happens. Whenever I talk nonsense onto a player, they just turn things up. It's like they can hear me. I'm just the ultimate jinx machine. Talk about jinx machine. I had Humble to win this monthly final, so hopefully another second place here. Then I can continue my role as being the jinx master, but it's looking great for Humble. Larry super coming in, and Ope just looks incredibly overwhelmed. The Shadow Realm coming in, and it's just Yoshi on defense. Luke is trying to bait out the super. That was really well played from Yoshi. That may look like a simple defense, but like, to read that bait from Luke, like, that was insane chess, if you think about it. Like, Luki could have just ran that in. Yoshi would have just supered him. They both kind of baited each other out and then went in again. Yeah, I think that was good defense from Yoshi. But in overtime, actually, they've got Larry, and Cordelis has a limited range. So I think SK's comp is probably better. I know they have a B, but... Okay, Semantic manages to get super somehow here. He's going to get Yoshi pretty... He's actually going to take Yoshi down, and that's going to be the kill from Luki as well. And that's going to be the goal. Wow, things just turned on its head so quickly there. Whoever fed Semantic super, that just wasn't the best, was it? GG set? Oh, I swear that wasn't GG. Was that GG set? I think that was. Okay, well, yeah, that's going to be the set going towards Humble then. I didn't even realize. All right, first set, Humble. Let's jump into the next one. All right, guys, jumping into set number 2, we have Knockouts, Bells, Rock, and straight away. Wow, this map, it's just annoying. It's annoying to draft. It's annoying to play. I don't mind it so much as a spectator. Sometimes some good things can happen. Sometimes. Let's take a look at the bands and try and learn something here. So Kit, Charlie, and Grey bands are pretty typical bands most of the time when the opponent has... Oh, no. They don't... Wait. What order? Okay, yeah. When the opponent... Oh no, they didn't have first pick. So first pick bands are Genetic and Body. Bro, I'm just all over the shop at the moment. So Kit, yeah, I would say that was a good band. Grey as well. I'm surprised that okay, the knockout bands have changed a little bit from what I've seen a week ago or so. Because Tick is becoming a more prevalent ban. Bonnie as well becoming a more prevalent ban. I feel like teams knew how to counter Bonnie, but she's just getting stronger and stronger in the meta. I would honestly say probably the best brawler in the game, but definitely top 3 for sure. So Grey's starting to become a bit lesser of a ban, but you still see it from SK. So let's take a look at the drafts overall. So Sprout as well. Yeah, Sprout is a decent option. Angelo, I was starting to see a lot less Angelo in the draft. I think he's one of these brawlers where he gets slept on quite a lot. Like, Angelo will be top 15 in terms of picks, and then there'll be a meta which shifts Angelo out of the meta a little bit, and then Angelo will come straight back. So they go with a Brock. So I really like Brock in the draft at the moment, mainly because there's a lot about Assassin. Well, there's not Bonnie here, but for example, Brock with Jump Gadget can actually be a good counter to Bonnie and Bonnie's Hypercharge. So that's why I like Brock. You can switch between both his gadgets. If it's an annoying composition, you can just use Wall Break, break open the map, outrange them. If it's an Assassin, you can go Jump. So Brock's starting to become a little bit better, in my opinion here. So honestly, I don't know what... I mean, they need a thrower surely here, but they go with Miko. Okay, that is interesting. That is interesting. Miko into this is bold from Humble. It's bold mainly because I don't really see Humble too much. I don't see Miko too much. It's quite a hard brawler to make work. Even this should be a good Miko game, but I think now the problem is here with your I think overall it doesn't actually have the craziest matchups, but I think Miko for pressure alone will be pretty good, especially into the Sprout. Sprout is just so vulnerable when you're not picking him late in the draft. That's why I'm not really liking him too much in meta, but I've got to say for surely Angelo and Brock are going to be using jump, right? Surely. There's no way Angelo's using Pierce. They're all got it, so that means like only one brawler is an easy kill. But you can see here, Semantic's playing it really well. He's actually using long jump here. This is interesting. I'm learning some stuff here. Semantic always pulls out the neat strategies. So he's going to get the kill onto Joker here, surely. Okay, I really like it. I like the early aggression. It's what I'm talking about with Miko. If you go, well, if you just get pressure on the map, you're going to be able to force them in an uncomfortable position. And he's done a fantastic job to get super. In the first round, Miko's really hard to get super on a game mode like knockout, because typically you kill like one brawler and that's kind of your job overall. So that's actually a well played super there from Semantic. Yoshi can time the gadget the super well to knock Semantic out of position. But it didn't matter because SK just cleaned that up. So maybe my thinking here was Semantic as well, just getting the kill onto Sprout. That strategy is probably like, okay, so my teammates should be able to beat Ope and Joker in terms of pure brawlers in a 2 versus 2. I don't know whether that's going to be the case though, but I mean, probably should. Boss has just been tapping like crazy at the moment, and Ope is pretty weak here. Luki does have the position. That's a really well timed gadget from Joker as well. He's got a super available, but I don't think he's going to be able to land any shots onto Luki. Ooh, that was really, really close though. But now with RT, with his super in the final stages, yeah, it's looking pretty over. I mean, Ope goes for the jump, but I just don't think there's enough substance in this. He tries his best. He gets a lot of supercharge from this, but yeah, there's just not enough. And Humble, they managed to take the game there. So really well played from them. Really good strategies overall. I think this highlights the importance. Again, I just really want to do like a positioning guide just in general, especially in like knockout. I think it's really, really underrated. That's why you don't see your typical snipers here. Like in ranks, yeah, people are just gonna go like Mandy, Piper here, Nanny, but it's very important to know the power of position. That's why brawlers like Gus and RT, yeah, they're snipers, but they have a lot of HP, and they're not exactly like the king of snipers, but they use their HP to push up to this midsection wall, like Boss is doing right here, and they just force the opponents into an uncomfortable position, because the gas will close in, and as long as you're behind a wall and have a lot of HP, you're just going to win. It's just a simple fact. And as I say, that Boss gets tapped up quite well. Smart's going to do okay there to stay alive. Okay, I was worrying a bit there. Times his jump to perfection. I thought he was going to die there. I don't know whether that was a fully loaded 4K shot, but now he's in a really tough spot. Yeah, he's going to get pinched down there. I thought that he was going to be there. So a bit of a worse start here from Humble. As always with a brawler like Miko, I think like he's always been a solid, well, not solid, he's always been a last pick option on Bells Rock, yeah, but probably something that they kept in their back pocket. So normally with a surprise element of a brawler, especially with a good strategy, it'll win the first round. But as teams adapt, like SK always do, they're really, really, really good at adapting. It's been too hard for Semantic to really do anything. So actually times to jump pretty well there, but again, it's just hard for him to find the value. They're grouping up too well. The snipers are just landing their shots to perfection, and this is going to be the round going to SK surely here. Surely, after such a strong start from Humble as well. A bit disappointed this time around. Yeah, it comes down to, it literally all comes down to Semantic. Maybe you could play a bit patiently. And as a Miko, you need to go in though. That's the problem here. You need to go in. It's just whether your teammates can follow up. But I think SK's synergy and teamwork here with pinching has just been too clinical. They can get bossed down as well, and that's just too strong. So 2 games of knockout here, and both of them just been completely lopsided. Let's hope this last one is a little bit closer, so we have something to kind of commentate over here, because pretty much all of them had been decided straight away after like the first kill or whatever else. Alright, so if I was to predict this, it's just all down to Miko, as I said. I can't really predict it. If Miko gets value, gets the Sprout, we win. But if Miko gets pinched down, let's see how Semantic changes things up here. So all eyes are on a Miko here. Again, like it's hard against an Angelo. You think you can pressure Angelo, but that's a 4K shot to your face pretty much every single time. So Smack's going to go hit, gets the kill onto the Sprout. That is much better. I don't know who got the taps onto Sprout, but that was really well played that time around. And that's just an easy kill for him. The extended range with the gadget just makes it really easy to land on top of him. And both SK Brawlers are going to be into spawn. So Smantic's going to go in there. He wants to build up his super, so he's going to continue to go in. He's one shot away from that. He would have liked to get that super right there, but I think he's one shot away from it. Now it's looking good for Humble. If they can secure this, I mean, there was a reverse sweep early in the semi-finals, but very rarely do they happen in the grand final, especially Humble. Humble are actually looking at their first monthly final win here, which is kind of crazy. They did only win one monthly final last year as well, funny enough, even though they were clearly the best team in the world. But this is much better here from Humble. Joker's going to be one shot. Yeah, I just don't really see a world where he wins this, even in his super. He does actually land a couple of shots here, but the pinches are just too strong, and Humble can win the set. That is much better there, much better. So yeah, that's gonna be 2 sets up to Humble. I'm hoping we don't see another sweep here in East Asia. Yeah, just come on, let's get a set 5, please. SK lock in. Jumping into set number 3, we have Gem Grab Crystal Arcade. So the first pick best bans, Janet, Tara, and Lumi. So Lumi is an interesting one for Crystal Arcade. I've not gone it too much. I know Lumi's good in the meta, but Tara, again, pretty much the best gem grab brawler. Janet as well. I'm liking that ban from Humble. I feel like people give, actually, well, SK banned it themselves, but they give SK Janet too much, and it seems to just always win. Whenever I watch them in gem grab, they do fantastic because they use the jump gadget so well and so effectively. So Sandy into Lily, again, pretty interesting. I guess Sandy with the stun is okay, and then Sandy super, like Lily's just going to feed Sandy infinite supers, so okay, I'm learning things here because Lily first pick is just so annoying. Like, it's just inevitable at this point. So I saw Lily actually not work out too well in, when was it? Was it Inner Circles versus Heretics? And I think Inner Circle picked Rosa to counter for Lily, so I know that was a good counter anyways. And then there was Gus, and then I forgot the third brawler. I think it was Tara. But I don't think Tara is a good counter to Lily. It's not like anything crazy. So these are some different options here. So I see a Draco into Lily as well here. So, okay, I'm definitely noting things. Draco was definitely underrated by the pros a little bit after the nerf. They weren't really going too much Draco, but now I see quite a lot of him. He's had a fantastic win rate in scrims, and the play rates weren't really there, but I think they're starting to, again, rise up. So Charlie is going to be the mid here. Charlie's a good mid, but I don't really like Charlie into Sandy personally, mainly because, well, Charlie's going to use the other gadget anyways, probably in the mid, so I guess that kind of makes sense. So I'm thinking a Kenji here from Joker. He likes the Kenji in gem grab. He looks pretty stressed though. Like, what do you even go into this? Humble as well. They only really need, well, they need a good lane here, so, and SK have to go with another. It's like, I feel like the draft is just definitely falling into place for Humble. Let's see. I mean, Scientech is laughing like, okay, Ruffs. Ruffs is a good counter to Sandy because you can break open the map, pinch out, and everything like that. So, what do you go to counter this, guys? I feel like they know a strategy here. Like, they're just vibing. They don't even look stressed in the draft here, which, yeah, they're going to go Jae-Young. So Jae-Young, just overall versatile mid here. Normally as a late pick, you probably have like a crazy counter in mind. But Jae-Young is as good as a mid. He can defend himself against Lily. Good into Charlie. Or pretty decent into Charlie because, well, Charlie won't be using a spider's gadget anyway, but you can just pierce through the spiders. So let's see how... I like Humble's composition. I really like it. Ruffs as well. Like, I don't mind Ruffs, but you have to play Ruffs so perfectly. He's better on more defensive maps, more defensive strategies. I mean, is there a broken... Okay, there is a broken hypercharge. So normally Ruffs, you definitely need one brawler that has a broken hypercharge. Whether that's normally Kenji, whether that's a Lily. So OP is going to go straight into the grass, but doesn't actually get... Okay, he's going to get a super. It wasn't like the craziest value super gadget in the world. But yeah, Humble are going to control both lanes pretty easily. I think it's up to Humble here not to feed too much of a Ruff. So I bet it's going to go in onto Draco, and look at that synergy with Draco. Absolutely insane. So much pressure, and especially with a healer pocketing him as well. That's just too good. That is just too good. So Joker's finally got his super here. He's going to break open the map, and it's going to help against the Sandy, but at least... Okay, Opa's going to kill Smantic in the shadow round. He's already got his hypercharge. That's kind of crazy. But at least with... what was I going to say? Oh, I forgot what my trainer thought. Anyways, Joker picks up the first super here. Ope's going to go in with his gadget. He's got to be careful here, boss. But the stun's just going to allow for an easy kill into Lily there. Again, I'm taking notes here. I'm definitely taking notes. Normally, you'd think Sandy gets destroyed in 1 versus 1, but I just think it's purely because of the stun and it's the teamwork. Like, if you're grouping up together against a Lily, you're always going to win that fight. So Super's going to be popped by Yoshi. Sometimes it's going to get really, really weak here, but I think he's got a gadget to play with, which will be coming clutch for him. Again, I feel like the only way Lily gets kills is with the hypercharge here. Her normal Super's not going to be good in this situation. A bit of a wasted hypercharge here from Semantic, but I think he pops it knowing that all they need is 1 gem. And Luke is just going to get that. He's going to play things safe here, not rush in case Ope has got his hypercharge super. Ope's got to be close to it though, so do bear that in mind. So boss pops his super here. Semantic's going to go into his super as well. Stun comes out. Yoshi's really weak. Ope goes weak as well. He has his hypercharge pop, but there's nothing that they can do. And Humble are looking really strong at the moment. SK are literally Humble's kryptonite. They have, I think, beat Humble in the grand final twice, I can recall. At least once, probably twice. I don't think 3 times, but SK have won 3 monthly finals, I'm pretty certain. And we'll haven't won one yet this year, which is just crazy to think about when I still consider them the best team in EMEA. But you can't really call them the best team in EMEA unless they win this final. Like, they need it as well for the World Final scripting. Because last year they won 1 monthly final and then 1 World Final. I swear, Humble have won more. Well, I think Lukey in particular has won more lands than monthly finals, which is a crazy stat. I thought Humble would be farming monthly final wins. Anyways, I'm waffling too much. Let's see. This is double match point here for Humble. So they're going with a different wall break spot here with SK. They're going to break open the mid walls, which I kind of get. Good kill from Ope this time around. He's not going to... Actually, does escape with 4 gems, but then goes down eventually. Semantic going to get as much value from his life as possible here. Joker pops hypercharge to stay alive, but I feel like that's a very wasted hypercharge because now he hasn't got a hypercharge super to feed to Ope. I mean, Ope has got his hypercharge anyways, but yeah, that's going to be a kill confirmed. It's looking much better for SK. This is definitely a better strategy here. So Semantic's going to straight away go towards Lily. He knows he needs to contain Lily as much as possible. Sandy Super's going to come in. And Semantic's looking for just a little space here to try and get into the grass. Actually, that super was perfect. He managed to sneak in here. But the hypercharge from Ope is just too much for any brawler to really do anything against. I think he popped Gadget as well. We managed to get the kill onto Jae Young. Yoshi steals a couple of gems, not enough to stop the countdown. Semantic's probably does actually manage to survive there. Lukey going to get pinched down as well. And that's going to be the countdown going to SK Gaming. So let's see. Semantic's got a hypercharge super. This definitely could change things. But with boss going down, it's looking very unlikely now. With Yoshi with the gems, and especially because he's got that gadget, he can just save himself. Ope is going to put him to the shadow realm, and yeah, that's it. So I mean, the strategy here, like, I think it was just Ope was just having more pop-off moments. I think that's what it came down to. The wall break definitely helped him, but I just think it was a lot harder for SK to really contain Ope. He got some important kills in a 1 versus 1 down the lanes, and I think SK were just grouping together really well, like really well. There was no, I think their probably game plan is to not feed as many Sandy supers as possible, so they're basically just ignoring Sandy lane. Like, they broke open the left lane and then just ignore Sandy lane. So pretty interesting strategy here. So Ruff's going to go on to Draco here just because Ruff's can feed a lot of super from the Draco. So Semantic's going to go in here, get the kill onto Joker, but he gets the wall break. That's all he wants here, Joker. He doesn't really mind. Like, it's pretty... not impossible to get a kill onto Draco, but kind of inevitable. He's going to win that matchup. And again, like, Draco farms a lot of super, right? He's a very good brawler, but he also feeds a lot of enemy supers. That's what you got to bear in mind here. So it's going to eventually get pinched down here, but it's a very, very good start from Humble. Again, the Sandy pick isn't really doing too much right now. I feel like SK just got such a good strategy against it. The problem is with Sandy, like in ranked or whatever, people are just going to feed Sandy inevitably, right? But this is how you play against Sandy, guys. You got to keep your distance. The super there from Ope, I don't know whether he missed the super onto Lukey or that was just a really, really insane hypercharge super. I'm unsure there. You'll have to let me know. I feel like he missed the hypercharge super and it ended up on boss, but maybe he's just I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Ope meant that, to be fair. All right, now a bit of control to SK. Lukey's going to go in, gets a stun onto Yoshi, gets a takedown as well. This is looking pretty good. The hypercharge super going to come into effect for Ope. He's going to try and just get his super here. Does it eventually nearly go down, but hypercharge from Semantic. He just needs to go in here and try and claim as many lives as possible. It's going to be a double kill thanks to Semantic's hypercharge. And now all they need to do... oh, Semantic's got to got some gems, but I think, yeah, there you go. One gem's going to luckily spawn around the wall for boss, and now it's looking bleak for SK. It really is. I don't see a way that they really stop the countdown here with Smantic. He's got super. They're in such a menacing position here. Yoshi does have his hyper charge. They're looking to try and do something, but there's just no time. There's just no way they can do anything about it. And Humble sweep SK Gaming. Wow, that was insane. That was some really good gameplay right there. It came down to, definitely for sure, the Draco just getting more pop off. It was just whatever assassin tank could pop off more, create more pressure, and it was just beautiful all around. It really was. But I think also a slept on moment was definitely Luki. He just needed that one moment with Sandy with a stun to catch Yoshi off guard and get the kill and win that. So Humble are your monthly final champions for the final one, and this is actually what you want perfectly as a player. You want to heat up at the end of the season, because that's when things are mostly at stake. Like, a lot of teams can start hot off at the beginning of the year. You see it a lot, and then towards the end, towards the World Finals, they start doing really well, and they just perform well at World Finals. You think of Foot as well, well, previous Satan 2023. Again, they just started to heat up as the months went on. Humble, the same again, started to heat up as the months went on. It's looking good again for Humble. I mean, SK Gaming, I know they got 3-0'd there, but they've been looking strong all year, so it can happen. Like, they've been due a loss, to be honest, in the finals. Okay, that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Next week I'm definitely back on the grind, so keep out for that. Streams are gonna be back as well, so yeah, I'm gonna be trying to get to pro. But yeah, for now, this has been insane. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, see you later, guys. Bye bye.